Namaskaram, all Atmas. The morning I mentioned about the role of each citizen, the social responsibilities of each citizen in shaping our nation as a developed India. Because in this respect, first I want to touch upon the spiritual meaning of man's birth. Man has taken birth for what purpose? The purpose of this birth is to release all the accumulated karmas which has brought from his previous birth. Release all the karmas. How he can release? By fulfilling his duties in this life. Then the question is, what are all the duties which a man has to fulfill? Man is a social being, we say. So, a person, when he is born, he is born in a particular family. But this family is not alone. It is not somewhere in Maya. It is in the society. So if the family has to be happy, the society, only when the society is peaceful, there will be peace in the family. The society is not only simple area. The entire zone, region, state, country, world. So all this forms part of society. So there should be peace in all these places. The society involves a cluster of families joined together and live together. And in this cluster of people, in families, there are of different strata, economic strata, that is, social strata, community strata, all these things they differ. Because of which what happens, there is an inequality in economic status among the people. And when there is an inequality, naturally there will be imbalance in the growth and prosperity of the society or the country. And that is the reason we have developed nations like US, UK, Germany, France, like this. Whereas underdeveloped nations like developing nations like India, China, and underdeveloped nations like many countries in the third world African countries. Why this we call it underdeveloped or developing? Because there the per capita income of the people has not achieved that level for their existing survival. The people are poor in their economic status. So, whereas some people are having high wealth, prosperity, whereas people are starving at the other end. So this is the situation prevailing in developing nations like India, where both highly millionaires are there, and side by side the slum people with the poverty affected people are living in this country. So, if you see the Japan, as I told you, in 40 years from the independence, they became a developed nation. This is mainly because the country, government, focused on to improve the productivity of its citizens. So they focus mainly on two things. One is on the education of the people, and second is on the health. So education improves their internal qualities, that is their intellectual skill, intellectual capability, that brings in economic productivity. And health is needed for giving that productivity to the optimum level without any sickness. So these two things, once they focus, they are able to achieve the developed status at a very early stage. And today, if you see, India has attained 75 years of independence, but still we are a developing nation with a certain level of people at the top, high-end rich people, and middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, and poor people. The poor people still ranks higher level in the country. Why this is disparity among the people as far as the economic status are concerned? Because mostly people they focus only on their personal growth, and the result they focus only on their family growth. Today, if you see anybody going on the street is not concerned about the society. He only focused on his personal duties. They go to office, come back. If anything happens on the street, they will not bother. And if he sees the newspaper, he sees TV, and whatever the fraud that is happening, he just hears, watches, discuss with people, gossiping, and then carry on his work. He is not concerned with what is happening in the society, how the politicians are swindling the money. They talk, but they don't take any action because they are not concerned about it. They only use for the purpose of gossiping. So they focus only eating, working, earning to take care of the family. Nothing more they will focus. With the result, what happens? Those people who have got opportunity to get educating their children well and sending them to abroad for their higher studies and employment, they were able to do these things and they are focusing only on these things and they are not concerned who is the politician, who is the prime minister, who is the chief minister, what they are doing, how much they are spending. Nothing they are concerned. They just focus only on their personal life, family life. They are not concerned what is happening next door. Whoever struggles, starves, they are not concerned. And that is the condition prevailing. They think that their only duty is to take care of the family. And they are not concerned about the society, what is happening. Some people say, okay, no, I am paying my tax, whatever the tax there is to be paid in my salary, they are deducting, it is being paid to the government. So what else they can do? Paying tax is different because that is the income what you earn, you are spent, you are given to the government and what government is. But each and every person has got a primary duty. His duty is not only restricted to his personal growth, his family growth. His duty, primary duty and responsibility also includes they contribute for the growth of the society in which he is living. So only if this duty is fulfilled, then his total karmas get destroyed. And as far as the duties are concerned, there are called two kinds of duties, primary duty and secondary duty. Primary duty is the duty towards his family. It's called mandatory duty also. So one has to see their personal growth perfectly. If they neglect it and they ruin themselves, they accumulate karma. Similarly, if they have to earn, take care of their family, their parents, their wife, children, all these things. And if they do this duty, they are not getting any punya. They are only releasing their karmas, past karmas. But if they fail to do this duty, they accumulate new karmas. This is the mandatory or primary duties. And the secondary duties, of course, this is also one of the important duty, because if this duty is neglected by a man, then there will be chaos and conflicts in the society, which is the cause that disturbs the peace in the world. And this duty is towards the society. Today, you are educated, you are earning, and you are taking care of your people, and you have enough funds in your hand to fulfill your duties. And you spend a part of the money for educating, for giving needy support for the poorer people surrounding you. But you can say, no, what I am earning is not sufficient to feed my family itself. Whereas, how can I spend for the poor and needy? No, I can't do. Or even if a small saving is done, tomorrow if my children get illness, my wife gets illness, my father or mother have to undergo any operation, I need money. How can I neglect it? If I neglect, I accumulate bad karma. So I have to make some savings for the contingency also. Yes, I agree, it has to be done. But that is one side, that one has to do. But still, your duty towards the society should not be ignored. If it is ignored, then there arises the social unrest. Today, poverty, illiteracy and employment is the main social menace that is disturbing the peace in the society. The youth who are affected by these three social menaces are becoming the victims of criminalism, terrorism and anti-social activities. This is happening throughout the world, especially in the developing, underdeveloped and third world countries where we see a lot of terrorism groups, Naxalism and people involved in chain snatching and other anti-social activities. So this is mainly, they don't want to be, but they have to meet their hunger. poverty, illiteracy, unemployment is making them to become victims. So, whereas those who have got enough funds, the rich people, and those who got the opportunity to grow, like higher middle class people, they are focusing only on their growth. They are not concerned about the society. And that's the reason why the humanity, there is a disparity. And because of this disparity, what is happening? God says, man is not fulfilling his karmas properly. He is not discharging his karmas. Just by giving education, sending the children to US and settling there, going once in a while and spending with the children 6 months there and coming back and enjoying their life, doesn't release all your karmas. Because this body is the temple in which Paramatma is lying in the center of the heart, inside the Atma. So each human being created by God is inside it, and it is for him to take the duty of each human being. Of course, those who don't need the support, you need not support. But those who need the society, then we need to extend the support. You say, the money, what I money is not sufficient for me. Yes, okay. But you can form a group. That is the individual social responsibility. So first and foremost thing is each and every person has got an individual social responsibility which he has to fulfill. What is the individual? While taking care of his personal growth, he has to take care of his family growth, family sustenance. At the same time, you should see that he ensure the very growth and sustenance of the society. In the society, there are people, especially the underprivileged, downtrodden, poor people, whom he has got a duty to uplift. Not individually. If he cannot do individually, he has to see that they form a group, and the group they form like an NGO, involve themselves, because this is one of the primary duty. If you don't do your duty to the society, you are not releasing your karmas fully. You have come to this world to release your karmas. And God has given you the duty not only to yourself, not only to your family. Your duty will not end here. Your duty is extended to the society. Unless and unless you fulfill your duty to the society, your karmas won't complete. You accumulate karmas. Because it's a duty to the God. So one has to do the duty. Then only the karmas get annihilated completely. So the individual social responsibility of each and every person in this world, they have to fulfill it for the people surrounding them. If they cannot do individually because of the economic growth, see, their sharing of their wealth to the needy doesn't mean only through the money. The wealth, your knowledge, your expertise, your education, this is also a wealth, the inner wealth in you, which you can share for the needy children, needy poor people. Your experience you can share, and you can give proper counseling. And economically, if you have funds to the extent of educating one underprivileged poor child, and that is a great punya which releases your karma, that one has to fulfill it. Again, if you happen to have friends in your WhatsApp group or any group, everybody together, join together, you form a NGO like trust. You pull in the funds and use it to take care of the people surrounding you, that needy people who need education. Just as Japan has focused on education and health, so everybody, every individual, they should main responsibility is to see that they also involve in educating. Education means not up to plus 2 what the education involves. Suppose a child is not getting proper education in the school because he is studying government, giving tuition in the evening for the children, arranging for a tuition in the evening, giving him the personal development training, English communication skills, like this, can start an NGO to provide these basic skills for the children in your area, or where they need, the slum children, so that they get shaped into valuable citizens. Like that, you can think. Similarly, health and hygiene, awareness programs you can conduct, so that those illiterate people get awareness of the hygiene, sanitation, all these things so that they can keep their health better. So there are so many things which as an individual and an individual social responsibility one has to fulfill. These things one has to fulfill. See, in, in the total of various responsibilities, individual social responsibility, corporate social responsibility, government social responsibility, government service social responsibility, media social responsibility. So there are very many social responsibilities which I will be giving in each a series of my program videos because all this together makes my dream of India a developed India. So this is what the Atma Guru has given this to spread to that people. And first and foremost thing, the individual social responsibility which every person should do, not for any other sake, to release our own karmas. Just doing your duty to yourself or to your family will not release your karmas fully. You have got a duty to this. See, that's why Brahmacharya, Grahasthashrama, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, there are 4 stages. And in this stage, Brahmacharya, you get educated. Grahasthashrama, you get married and get children and give them education. Vanaprastha, you carry on all your duties to your children and everybody without attachment and shaping yourself in a divine way, spiritual way. And once at the age of 50, before 60, you get your children educated, married and make them to get settled. And after sannyasa, you have to fully focus on the God realization path, which involves seeing God in each and every human being and serving them. Serving humanity is service to God. So one should focus on this, especially those after 60. They should definitely focus on because their duties are very over. The children are now taking care of themselves, and your focus is to do your service. Up to 60 years, whatever knowledge you have gained, whatever wealth you have part, you can share a part. After 60 years, if you give education to your children and they are standing on their own feet, there is no need for you to spend more for them. You have enough sources. Spend for the needy people, needy youth, needy children, needy poor people, to uplift them. So this accumulates punya for you, which annihilates your karmas faster and lead you to the path of moksha. So follow this first, and there are other videos which follows where a detailed program about my dream of India in shaping India developed nation, where each and every individual what duties one has to fulfill in various levels as an entrepreneur, as a corporate person, as a government employee, as a politician. All these roles one has to fulfill this in whichever capacity they are. That will be explained in each other videos. First, in fulfilling our duties as an individual social responsibility, one has to take this first step. It is to release our karmas and to move in the path of moksha. Thank you.